Hello my dear students, so continuing with the chapter of the cell. So in the last video we have watched about the cell membrane, cell wall, nucleus, cytoplasm. So if I am to write it in brief, then I'll write that we have studied about cell, and then this cell in terms of your plants, they have the cell wall only, okay. Then there is the cell membrane, and we also have a jelly like substance which is called the cytoplasm. Now this is a jelly like substance in which the nucleus also floats and also other organelles floats. Now what are these other organelles? Like mitochondria, Golgi apparatus or Golgi bodies, then your comes is vacuoles, okay. So these are all your etc. we will be studying. Now in this video we will be focusing on this part. So I hope this mind map is clear to you. If not, then please rewatch the previous video properly, and then only you will be able to understand that what is being taught here. Okay, going ahead. So first and foremost we will be studying now that inside the cytoplasm we have the nucleus. That's a one part, okay, but other organelles are also present. So number one we will be studying about the Golgi apparatus. What are they? Page number 27. It's also called as Golgi apparatus or Golgi bodies. You know why the name Golgi has come? Because this structure was discovered by Camillo Golgi, okay. He was a scientist and he discovered this structure. So in honor of his name, it's known as Golgi apparatus, okay. So what's written? It is made up of a stack of tube like structure called cisterna. So you see it's like a sack of tube, like tube like structure, which is called the cisterna, fine, which are responsible for the secretion of chemical substances such as enzymes, hormones and proteins. So what do? They secrete. Secrete means what? It's sort of like, see, we sweat in summer, isn't it? So why do we sweat in summer? Because of the secretion, okay, that something comes out of our body. So this Golgi apparatus also, they secrete substances like enzymes, okay. Enzymes, they will form enzymes. Then there are hormones they will form, and also certain proteins they will secrete. Now see, why do they secrete these enzymes, hormones and proteins? Because these enzymes, hormones and proteins, they help to make the chemical reaction in our body faster. Chemical reaction, shall I erase this? Wait, erase all ink. Okay, so that enzymes and all increases, this sign I am giving for increases the chemical reaction in our body. See, we eat food, isn't it? So many reactions starts in our body as soon as we eat food, or we are breathing also. We'll be studying about respiration etc. in the future classes. So all this thing creates a chemical reaction in our body. All right, now in order to speed up, okay, speed up the reaction, these Golgi bodies, they secrete the enzymes, okay, they secrete enzyme, proteins and hormones in our body, so that the chemical reaction keeps on going on in a smooth way. Understood till this much? So these are Golgi bodies. Next we come to, just a second, next we come to the mitochondria. Always remember, mitochondria is like the powerhouse. Power is called the powerhouse of the cell, like the electricity grid, electricity powerhouse. What happens? Suppose the power is cut in our house, then all the function, all our activity stops, isn't it? We just sit silently. Now those who have inverter at home, that's a different thing, but those who don't have, then they will light the candle and will then sit somewhere and just talk among themselves, isn't it? So there is I'll tell you, you all are very small, but when I was small, during that period when the power used to get cut, we used to have lot of enjoyment because everyone used to come out of their home, then sit in the garden or in the balcony, and then talk to each other and wait for the power to come. We children, we used to start playing in that moonlit night. You can ask your parents, they will say that it was really a good fun at that time. We really enjoyed that power cut, you can say. But now having the condition of inverter at our home, so we don't really, like, you may not realize that enjoyment of the power getting cut. Okay, yes, obviously many people, like in many places the power is cut almost like out of 24 hours, 18 hours people, they don't have power supply. This is also not good. But for 1 hour also, if the power used to go, or even half an hour, we children used to enjoy outside and play with our friends. Anyway, so what I am trying to tell you is that, so similarly, the mitochondria is like the powerhouse of the cell. Let's see. These are small rod-like or spherical structures, okay, rod shape sort of, or spherical structure, fine. They oxidize food to provide energy and are therefore called the powerhouse of the cell. They oxidize food means they try to break down the food, whatever food we are having, they break down the food, and after breaking down the food, this provides energy to our body. So this mitochondria helps the food to get oxidized and thus release energy, and thus we get that energy to run, to work, okay, to sing, to dance. So for that purpose, this mitochondria is called the powerhouse of the cell. Next, let's go ahead to vacuole. Now, what are vacuoles? These are sac-like structures enclosed by a membrane called the tonoplast. So you see, this is a cell and you have the vacuole. This is the vacuole, okay, this is the vacuole, this is the vacuole, and the outer covering of vacuole is called the tonoplast. Always remember this. If a question comes that what is a tonoplast, then you will say that the outer covering of vacuole is called the tonoplast, and it's like it is a sac like structure. It's like a storage box where you store things. Understood? They enclose a fluid called cell sap, which contains excess water, food and wastes inside them. So this blue liquid, can you see this blue liquid? This is called the cell sap. That means what? It is a mixture of water, food, wastes, etc. Okay, it's a mixture of everything inside this vacuole. It stores everything. Okay, it's like this one I have showed here, like a storage container. Plant cells have large vacuoles, whereas animal cells either do not have vacuoles or have very small vacuoles. Okay, so plant cells, see, this is actually the picture of a plant cell, vacuole in plant cell. Okay, so plant cells, they will always have a very big vacuole, whereas in animal cells the vacuoles will be very small. Let me show you this picture. See vacuole, this is the vacuole, this is the plant cell, and this is the animal cell, right? So you can see here that in the plant cell the vacuole is really of a bigger size, whereas compared to that, if you see in the animal cells, the vacuole is very small, and sometimes here also this is the vacuole is also very small, and sometimes certain animal cells do not have vacuoles also. Okay, so this was what it has said in your book. Next we move to lysosome. What is lysosome? Remember, lysosome is just like a garbage bag. Okay, garbage bag. You see, vacuole is also like a storage box. At home, we don't store unwanted material in this storage box. We will store only those things which may be required later. Okay, useful things sometimes. Okay, but these lysosome are basically just like the garbage bag. Okay, let's see what's written. Lysosomes are found in animal cells. First and foremost, very important line, that these are found only in animal cells. They contain chemical substances called enzymes that can digest cells and a variety of intracellular or extracellular material. So what happens is that, see, this is the lysosome and it has been zoomed out, sorry, it has been zoomed in to give you a bigger picture. So inside this we'll have various enzymes. Enzymes are like sort of, you can say, chemical substances, okay, and they help in the digestion of the cell. Sometimes you see cells also, they starts aging, okay, so if they don't die, then they will start getting accumulated. Okay, so for that purpose, these lysosomes, what do? They secrete, contain chemicals, like the enzymes are there, the chemical substances are there, and these enzymes, they digest the cells, both intracellular, that is inside the cell, and outside the cell. Understood? So they are just like the garbage bin, they take out the thing. During times of emergency, they release enzyme which digest other cell organelles, thus killing the cell. Therefore they are also called as suicide bags. Now what happens is that, suppose there is an emergency inside our body understands that, okay, this is anything can happen, this is a state of emergency, and now this cell, particular cell, needs to die so that a new cell can form. So what happens, this lysosome will just burst open itself and then will digest the other cell organelles inside, and thus it is called as a suicide. Suicide means what? Who kill themselves, okay, a person who kills themselves, himself or herself, is an act of suicide. So this lysosome also, they do the same activity and are called the suicide bags. They also carry garbage, sort of waste materials, or also called as garbage bag. See, you will study all this thing in detail in class 9. Okay, now you are studying a very primitive thing, so remember all these things. So then you will, they also are called as the suicide bags because they burst themselves, they kill themselves. Next, we move to ribosomes. Now, what are ribosomes? These are small granular structure that are scattered in the cytoplasm. Small granular structure. You see, they are scattered in the fluid-like, jelly-like structure, and also found on the rough endoplasmic reticulum. See, this is these small dots, these dots, can you see? These dots are the ribosomes and they are attached to the endoplasmic reticulum. What is endoplasmic reticulum? We will be studying in the next slide. So next, what I am saying is that they are responsible for what? They form protein synthesis. Protein synthesis. Why are proteins required for our body? To build muscles, okay, for the cell growth, for us to grow in height and everything, we need proteins in our body. So who helps to synthesize protein in our body? It is the ribosomes, which are the small granular substances. Understood? And are found attached to the endoplasmic reticulum and also floating in the cytoplasm. Next, we go to endoplasmic reticulum. See, endoplasmic reticulum are basically like the manufacturing industries. How? It is a network of tubules which are involved in storage and transportation of substances within the cell. So they act like a Flipkart or Amazon facility also. Okay, so what do? They will be like manufacturing something here, some proteins they will manufacture, and then they will transfer it to desired location in the cell. Okay, so it is like both like a postman also, you can say, and also like a manufacturing industry. They will produce something, and then like a postman, like a Flipkart, like an Amazon delivery boy, they will be transporting them to the desired location. Next, there are two types of endoplasmic reticulum, the smooth endoplasmic reticulum and rough endoplasmic reticulum. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum means these ribosomes, these yellow dots that you can see, they won't be present. Ribosomes won't be present in the endoplasmic reticulum, so they are called as the smooth. And when ribosomes are present attached to the endoplasmic reticulum, they are called as the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Now, rough endoplasmic reticulum has ribosomes attached to its surface, due to which the surface has grainy appearance. Obviously, if these ribosomes are attached to the endoplasmic reticulum, so granular appearance, grainy appearance will be found, right? The smooth ER does not have ribosomes. So I told you this smooth endoplasmic. How does the word smooth come? Because the ribosomes are not present. So ribosomes, they synthesize protein. So what happens is that in the endoplasmic reticulum, so protein is being synthesized with the help of ribosomes, and then when proteins are being made, they need to be transported to other parts of the cell. So this also is being done by endoplasmic reticulum. Understood? Done. Next we come to centrosomes. So these structures are present only in animal cells. So this is only in animal cells. See, you have to remember all those points, that which organelles are present only in animal cells, or which organelles are present only in plant cells. Questions will come from all these things. You have to remember that. So these structures are present only in animal cells. Centrosome mainly initiate and regulate cell division. So you see, once upon a time you were so small, now you have come to class 6, your size has also increased. How did this happen? This happened due to cell division, isn't it? Now, how do this cell division take place? So due to the centrosome which is present inside the cell, they initiates this cell division, and this is only present in animal cells. Understood? Next we go to the plastids. Now plastids, again, these are only in plant cells. Present only in plant cells. What are they? They contain pigment that have specific functions. So these plastids are organelles which are present only in plant cells, and they have certain pigments. Pigments, which means what? It's like colored, which gives color to a substance. Okay, depending on the pigment, plastids can be grouped into 3 types. So we have 3 types of plastid based on the pigments that are present. Number 1, chloroplast. Okay, these contain green pigment called chlorophyll. Contain chlorophyll, that's why we see the leaves of the plants as green in color. And when this chlorophyll is present, this also helps in photosynthesis. That is, with the help of light and the green pigment chlorophyll, plants make their own food. All right. Next, see, all this thing, extra information you may not study, because whatever there in the book, you study that first and foremost. Next, chromoplast. These contain non-green pigments that give color to fruits and flowers. So we see beautiful red flowers, yellow, then blue. From where does this color comes? So this comes due to the presence of this chromoplast. Okay, so contains carotenoids like the red, orange, yellow pigments, and found in the flowers and fruits. Gives color to the flowers and fruits. Chloroplast gives color to the leaves, and to the fruits and flowers and etc. Chromoplast gives the color. Next is leucoplast. So these are colorless and store food in the form of carbohydrates, proteins and fats. So leucoplast is like contains no pigment, it is colorless. Okay, and these are basically used to store starch, like food storage, you can say. These are mostly there to food storage. Leucoplasts containing starch are called amyloplast. Whichever leucoplast contains starch, they are called as what? Amyloplast. So mostly they are there for the storage of food, and these two, chloroplast and chromoplast, are there to give colors to the leaves and the fruits and flowers. Understood? So these is all about your plastids. So we have studied a lot about the cell organelles. I want all of you to please go back, rewatch the video, and then study from your book. All right then, thank you, have a great day ahead.